Hello, I'm Taj, digitally known as Tropic Vibes, the host of NIFTY Business, where we highlight NFTs and explore Web 3.0 as we move from pure speculation to creating real-world value. This week has been an absolute whirlwind. There have been so many headlines in Web3. Just to cover a few things, we have the third quarter NFT data to unpack, updates from the Hoodlum Society. Of course, that is a project that I'm part of the team with. A few projects that I would like to revisit, see where they are at right now. And of course, some new things that I have stumbled on and came across. But despite all of this, having so much to cover, I want to apologize for missing yesterday's episode. Reason being, when it came to editing the content, I was falling asleep. Like, my body was absolutely shutting down, being stationary, and I just couldn't do it after work. And I didn't want to put out anything that was just absolutely horrible, because literally every 30 seconds while editing, I was falling asleep. So I said, you know what? I'll just wait until the following day, and I'm going to make it up by having some amazing things lined up. So today I want to give a quick update as to what's going on with the show, and of course, share how I'm going deeper into this rabbit hole. There is literally no end to the depths of this journey. So I must say, I am discovering some of the most amazing projects during this time. The bear market has been the gift that keeps giving. But of course, most people won't say it that way because interest is still down in this space. And I mentioned before that podcast listeners, searches, everything for that matter, even the Discord traffic, everything is down. So out of curiosity, I was trying to search for my name, the show's title, and episode titles, and it really wasn't showing up very much. So I decided to run a little experiment. I don't know if you noticed over the last couple days, depending which podcast app you're using, that instead of saying NIFTY, it's going to actually say the letters NFT. I still pronounce the same, NIFTY, NFT. However, just to see how it would show up in search, if it would affect anything, I'm going to have it there for a period of time, see how it goes, but I'm still going to call it the NIFTY Business Show. So just in case you're wondering what's going on, if it does update in your app, that's the story behind it. And as far as everything that's going on with the Hoodlums team since going there, it has been pretty amazing. I won't lie, and has given me such a deeper appreciation of what goes on in NFT projects and is really helping me to evaluate and understand exactly what a team is, what the goals of the project, and who is trying to execute it. Because even on our very small team, we have Jay, aka J-Tunes, who is obviously doing the art, and for over a year, he was a one-man show. Then we have Experimental NFT, who is the outreach partner, and he's doing relationships as far as trying to set up collabs and spaces and mega spaces and all of those different things. He is just very well connected as a collector within the NFT community. So that is what he is focused on. Jeff is our coder, but also, besides writing the smart contract for the upcoming project, he is the person that is very familiar with all the branding plays and setting up businesses as far as owning a particular name in the space, making it be able to carve out as a trademark. Those types of things is what he really specializes in. So some of those conversations has been very interesting. Then Felly is someone who I really haven't mentioned very much. Felly was a person who actually told me about Hoodlum Society almost a full year ago at this point. But because of the demands of everything going on in the space and his personal life, and of course, offline work, he was present, but not very active. But he is officially on the team now that we really have some structure established. And what his role primarily is the people person. He's connecting with people in spaces and so forth. As I said, he's been in the area for quite a while as a collector, and he was the person that I first heard about the project from. So when he's connecting and hanging out with all these different projects and people, he is the one that's really out there giving away free NFTs and engaging with holders of other projects, and just has a really good outgoing personality. And that was his main area of focus. Then, of course, you have me, who is good at storytelling and just an all-around creative mind. I have that marketing background, so I always loved brands and building stories around characters and telling the narrative of companies that is just truly storytelling at its core. And speaking of storytelling, one of the things that really conveys a message and an understanding as to what's going on with a brand, company, or project is its logo. So there is a simplified version of the Hoodlums logo, which has now out, just black and white with a head outline. It can scale up, down. It's just an absolutely simplified version of what was there before. Still great. And actually, I love it a lot more now because at heart, I'm a minimalist, believe it or not. And although Jay is so detail oriented, I think he did an amazing job of just stripping it down and simplifying it. And to celebrate that design, if you just go to the Hoodlum Society Twitter page, he's actually giving away basically a package as far as different screen backgrounds and Twitter banners and so forth, even NFTs just related to that. I think that giveaway was officially over. However, when we were in a space the other day, a few people were showing interest in it, and he said, yeah, we could still do it. So that is pretty cool. But also, we launched the site. So that is up, jtunes.io. That'll be in the show notes as well. And there was a very unique event that was going through the month of October called the Hollow Hoodlum event. And the way that worked, there were 28 NFTs that had a placeholder, just like a generative project that was pre-art reveal. And each day, a wheel is spun as to show which one's going to be revealed. And as time goes on, that metadata and the information is updated, and that has been going pretty well. It actually sold out all 28 pieces now, and so much so that there was really nothing left on secondary, so Jay had to create and drop a whole set of new hoodlums. And the one that really caught my eye was this one that was in October, or I should say a Scorpio design, and it has the breast cancer pink, even the ribbon on the hat. And I thought that was just a very nice, subtle touch. But then there was also one that was inspired by the clothes that he was planning to release in combination with one of my favorite cartoon characters, which is Huey from the Boondocks. And those all went. But lastly, as far as what we're going to do going forward is we would really like to get some input from some ladies as far as what kind of style there is, how to better onboard the community in ways that will appeal to some of the ladies that might really dig the art. But most importantly, have some creative input as to what kind of clothing should go into the art, what sort of images convey a strong message, and just general things that a bunch of guys would not think about, and just get some fresh perspective. But also on the art scene, I want to jump over to Tezos because there's quite a few things that I'm seeing over on Tezos blockchain. If you're not familiar with it, it is really primarily driven by the art community, but they have some very interesting things with music, collectible cards, and so forth. So in the coming weeks and months, I think I'm going to start to really announce different things that I'm spending time with over on Tezos because I think I've been neglecting it from the show despite having bookmarks and keeping my eye on certain things over there because it is just a completely different vibe. And in addition to Tezos, also Cardano. I'm seeing some very interesting things come out of the Cardano community, some projects that really have some interesting spins on this NFT space. But not only is it affordable, but the blockchain has some just very interesting ways of doing processing and transactions, and it looks nothing like how Ethereum has its gas prices. So I definitely want to explore that area. So hopefully some of these things sound interesting to you, but as I'm exploring all this stuff, I really would love to know, what do you truly find valuable? Because of course, this is the Nifty Business Show. So typically speaking, I try to bridge NFTs with real-world business applications, and I'm not simply sharing what the hottest new drop is and being very speculative, chasing after the pure degen crowd. But at the end of the day, hearing your input and your ideas, your opinion, is far more valuable than anything that is floating around in my head because I hear myself all day. However, I would absolutely love to know what areas are you most interested in and would love me to explore more. Please feel free to reach out to me at Tropic Vibes on Twitter or via email, which will be in the show notes. But I truly want to thank you for taking the time to listen to this as we're learning and building Web3 together. So until next time, later. The Nifty Business Show is not investment advice. It provides insights and information within the space. As with anything, please do your own research before making a decision whether you're making an investment or a purchase.